that new whip. Hey, Jose the dude drip.
And we're live.
Welcome to BETT Records, where we talk about hot topics, ideas, and all the shit you really want to hear.
And we're live. You like that awkward pause I just did there?
Welcome
You're
to
like,
BETT Records. We're not doing it again.
And we're here. Football season is over for some in this room, and for some it has just begun. But for all of us, it is down to the wire. The divisional round of the playoffs, which means that the first round is over and the first round of points is also over. Let's see who made truths and who made mistakes. Now, how did we say we're going to do it? We're going to count mistakes as +1? Or are we going to count truths as minus?
It's gonna be -1, I think, right? So we already had actually I think it's correct as your +1.
Yeah, correct is +1,
Correct.
and then we just leave it at that. Yep.
Yeah, it's whatever has the most points.
Super Bowl is +5. That's correct. Yep.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
+5, right? That would make sense.
I'm at +5. I'm at -5.
I'm at -6.
-6. You're at -4.
Yes.
We're all one apart. I remember that.
Yeah.
We're all one apart. Yeah. That's
Josh, -7.
Yeah, no. What's Justin? Did we talk about Justin?
right. Justin's in the middle, so you take -5.
Oh, yeah, -5.
-5,
Okay.
-5. All right, cool. We got the scores now. We got all the scores.
Let's start with
now on the
Q-Tip
table.
because he's got the lowest number.
Wait,
Cute.
no, wait, Trent, you're thinking of this wrong. It's one less than you're thinking of. So it'd be 6-5-4.
Yeah, 654.
Yep, you got it. You got
Let's
it.
do 6-5-5-4.
6554.
J.
You got it. There you go.
5.
Q-Tip's got it in there. Q-Tip's bracket here. Couple losers. You know,
Really? On the first week, huh?
yeah. So,
I think it's mostly losers.
so we're only counting positive points. So,
Yeah.
Q-Tip had Patriots moving on, meh, no points.
No.
Kansas City moving on, 1 point. Q-Tip. Vegas Raiders moving on. They did not pull through in that one. No point there, but he did have the Rams, luckily. So that is 2 points now on the board for Q-Tip, followed by a third with Tampa Bay securing that final point because, unfortunately, Q-Tip joined the majority here and picked Dallas to beat the 49ers, which we all know did not happen here. So 3 more points added to Q-Tip's total here.
Puts it -1.
Now 1.
Yep, -1. Not +1. -1.
-1, okay.
Yep, -1 for Q Money. Keep going on the board here with score. We got Justin's bracket up next here. Cincinnati, 1 point for Justin.
Okay.
Kansas City, 2 points for Justin.
Money.
Buffalo, 3 in a row.
Money.
Rams, 4 in a row.
Money.
Tampa Bay, 5 in a
Money.
row. Dallas Cowboys,
Oh.
+5, almost cleared the board in
I
victories.
thought you had it. Holy
So
shit.
That's just at 0 then?
Yep, Justin's at 0. -5 to, well, I should say +5 is
Yeah.
straight up 0.
Yeah, 0, so Justin takes the lead.
0 for now. We'll see what happens next week. On to Josh's bracket. We got Patriots moving on, as Josh says. Did not happen. Kansas City, that one's good to go. Cincinnati, 2 points. The 49ers, that is 3 points. Tampa Bay, 4 points. Rams, 5 points for Josh as well, leaving him at -1 only currently here.
That'd be 0.
Didn't you have -6?
Not -5. You had -6.
Yeah. Oops, I fucked up.
Yeah, Q-Tip fucked up. We got it squared away. Josh and Justin are now tied at 0. And finalizing our brackets here, I am at -6 then, according to that there. Cincinnati, that's 1. Buffalo, 2. Kansas City, 3. Arizona did not pull through last night. We'll talk about that one later here, I'm sure. Tampa Bay I did get as well, so +4 for me because I did choose Dallas.
So 2.
Yep, so I'm still at -2 here as well. So
2.
no, I was at 5 +4. That's -2.
Plus
Oh.
5.
No, that's
5
-1, bro.
4.
You're at -6.
I was at so -2. You're right, Q-Tip.
Yeah, -2.
Wait, -2.
You guys don't math very much, do you?
Well, I think that he's ahead of me though.
Yeah, Q-Tip, you're at -1, bud.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well, next time we're getting a new scorekeeper for this because I don't know what happened
Holy
there.
crap.
Honorable mention of Cole here. Cole did have everyone actually moving on to this next round. Chiefs,
Wow.
Bills, Bengals, Bucks, 49ers,
Really?
and Rams. So good play from Cole there. He got all of the contenders moving forward there.
Did we
So
score for...
we did not score for anyone else.
So we didn't score for Cole.
Nope,
All
we
right.
didn't score for
Well,
him.
honorable mention. That's pretty good though.
Yep,
You
yep.
should be deducted 2 points for not even being here.
Yeah, 9 minus 2, and then minus like 12 for
Yeah,
not
he didn't do a
participating.
pre-bracket, so yeah.
So he has a loser.
Yeah.
Dude. Oh, God.
Well, I guess
All right, so
we gotta just award him the honor of most sus.
Yeah, that's
only
his
fair.
that is his
Yeah.
award to begin
is
with,
his
anyways.
award.
But speaking of sus, though, let's just start with last night's game because I watched that one last night. Pissed.
Let's go in reverse order here of what happened.
Yeah. So Kyler Murray, the game ended 34-11. Cardinals only with 11 points. Kyler Murray, 3-4 interceptions? He had 3 minimum
pretty
there.
bad.
I had a side bet on Stafford throwing under 1.5. His last 3 games, he's thrown 2 interceptions. Didn't throw a single one last night. Didn't need to. Cam Akers was back.
Yep.
You guys see that trick
Put
play?
Buda Baker in the dirt.
Yeah, nope. They Arizona could not stop them last night. Definitely was surprised that game was not more close. All these games were fucking just kind of blowouts. I mean, Chiefs and Steelers didn't even care to watch. Knew it was going to be a blowout. Steelers came back a little bit at the end. 21-40, I believe, was the score.
They were up at the beginning.
Yeah,
After
after
that fumble return,
the first
they were
one.
up.
Yeah.
Oh, really? And then they just creamed them after that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing left. Same with the Eagles Tampa Bay game. I kind of figured that would be a blowout.
Yeah, Tampa Bay was 26 or something by halftime, 26-0 I think it was, and then they didn't.
33.
Didn't go fuck.
Final.
Yeah.
Yeah, 15-31 final I see actually here. I'm
Yeah.
surprised. Patriots and Bills, 17-47. It was at home
Yeah,
at
it was
the Bills.
really.
Bills went perfect.
I was
Not a single
really.
punt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really surprised actually because if you think back to that Vikings game that they referenced in 2015, that wild card game, it was, Russell Wilson and I think we had, who did we have at the time? Was that Ponder?
Sam Bradford.
That might have been Bradford. That might have been who we had at the time. But
Actually, no, it was Ponder.
I think it was Ponder, but we couldn't. Neither one of them, even Russell Wilson, he couldn't throw the ball for shit. It was just giving it to AP and
Right.
what's his name, Marshawn Lynch. Yeah, they were just giving it back and forth because they couldn't throw it down the field. But I don't know what was going on in Buffalo, but they were balling out.
Why did they even compare the weather at that game?
Yeah, it wasn't
to
even
that game?
close.
It was like 6 degrees, and they were like, "Oh, here's the coldest playoff games."
It was all like
fucking
negative
close.
60. And
Yeah.
yeah. I was
Yeah.
Like they cheated with that one, like, "Oh, the wind chill is making it this." Wind chill is what you put in parentheses, saying with this included.
Right. Because the early report said it was supposed to be the coldest game of the season. Whether or not that was true, when it started, I don't think so. I think there
Yeah, I
were
don't
colder
think so.
games, but that was the early reports.
Right.
But
I
fucking
don't-
weather is nothing.
It's
In
probably
our
wasn't that
lifetime,
bad.
I don't know if I ever see the coldest game getting overlapped. The ice
What was
bowl.
it? Negative 60?
Yeah.
Is that what it
Bowl-
was?
The Ice Bowl between Dallas and Green Bay. I think it was negative 33 on top of
that's
the wind
good.
chill, which made
like
it
negative
negative 50.
yeah.
The Cowboys were completely out of their element there.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you even play like
Yes.
The Cowboys have played in the coldest game in NFL history, and they also played in the hottest.
Makes sense, wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, the hottest game. That wouldn't be fun
That was
either.
Eagles Cowboys at the old Texas Stadium.
Really?
It was sweltering hot
Really?
from what I heard.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I would probably no bueno. You're out there for 2 plays and you're like, "Fuck, get me out of here."
Yeah.
I'm surprised nobody had a heat stroke in that game.
Really? Nobody did?
No.
Oh, that's surprising.
Yeah.
Especially if it was over like 100 degrees.
Yeah,
You know.
NFL players, there have been a handful of NFL players who've actually died in practice from heat stroke.
Jesus,
Yeah.
that's no good.
I don't doubt it. Speaking of the Dallas
Tied? We said
team.
tied?
Yeah.
Oh my
Really?
god.
I mean,
That
it's
seems
been a
like
long
really
time
shit.
because now they take precautionary measures.
Sure.
Right.
I
There are
guess,
certain
you know,
days
you're
where-
talking about early NFL, I mean,
There are
okay.
certain days like teams will have policies. If it's this temperature out, we're not practicing outside. We're going in the bubble.
Christ,
Yeah.
man. It's a hell of a way
Even
to go out.
I'm pretty sure in some high schools in Florida, if it reaches a certain temperature, it's illegal for them to practice. Like there'll be,
I wouldn't be surprised at a high
The
school
school-
level.
Yeah, like I think over the summer while I was in North Dakota, one of the players was telling me about he lives in Tallahassee, and when he played high school football, they actually had to cancel practice a handful of times in the fall because it just got way too hot to the point where it was dangerous
Yeah.
to be practicing.
Damn. Damn.
Got a little off track there.
No, we're
it's
good.
okay, man.
We're good.
But yeah, the Bills-Patriots game, the Bills just looked flawless, and the Patriots just weren't there. Wasn't really their game, and yeah, Buffalo moves on.
Buffalo does
The play
move
of
on.
the play of the night was I think it was the Patriots' first drive. Mac Jones threw a beautiful rainbow pass into the end zone, and I think it was who was it?
Micah Hyde.
Micah Hyde just came in out.
Dude.
And if he wasn't there, that was
It was a
dropping right in
perfect
his
pass,
hands.
too. There's nothing Mac Jones could have done.
Or the receiver.
Yeah, there's nothing. That was a beautiful defensive play.
And just right as that happened,
That
was
set
it.
the tone. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And especially when you're behind, you got to try and make the big plays to get ahead. We saw that happen in Arizona. Could not get rid of the ball. Could not get it to his own team.
He just kept flinging it up, and it was just pathetic.
Yeah, the Cardinals were fucking stuffed last night. But going on to this next week's game, we got a couple. We fucking hope good matchups. I mean,
They all
unlike
look
last
really
week,
good matchups.
they all look really good. Seeding has been set as well. So first matchup here, Green Bay after their bye week does play San Francisco.
Well, there's what, 4 of us? So each of us pick a game. We'll pick a play, and we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Yeah, there's 4 matchups. Alrighty. Justin, with the first game, I think this might be one of the tougher ones here. Green Bay versus San Francisco. It is at Green Bay. San Francisco, is a run-heavy team. Green Bay
Easily.
Why do you think? Why do you think that?
Because they're in Lambeau, and it's going to be freezing. The Niners are pussies when it comes to the cold. So...
Kind of
I just see this being the season where Aaron Rodgers is like, okay, enough is enough. I need that second ring to define my legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm sure he's
He has everything he needs. He has the tools. He just needs to. I shouldn't say he. They, the Packers, need this. They just need to execute. They have all the tools in their arsenal to do it. They just need to show up every single game.
Question for you. Say they don't win, and he retires tomorrow. Do you think he is a Hall of Famer?
Who, Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, do you think he's a first ballot?
First ballot? Yeah.
Easily?
Easily.
Or do you think there would be any question about it?
No, absolutely a Hall of Famer. He's been the NFL MVP 3 times, and he might win his. Is it 3 times he's been NFL MVP?
At least 2 that I remember.
Yeah.
And he's.
Well, he won it last year.
Right.
Yeah, and he's
yeah.
the favorite to win it this year. So yeah, no question, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. He'll be first ballot.
All right.
Yeah,
Because
heard it here first.
he has the highest.
Well, probably not first.
He has
but-
he has the greatest passer rating of all time.
Oh, really?
Out of people who have played multiple seasons, right now it's Mahomes, but Mahomes has only played 3 years,
Yeah. Right.
so
Right.
you can't really make an impact on that.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
stats aren't the same.
Yeah.
Can't make a comparison. Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving to the second game, we took Green Bay in that first one. Josh, your favorite team, the Rams at Tampa Bay. The other teams here. Who you got?
Honestly, you said it's at Tampa Bay.
Yes, that's how
So,
seeding would run.
God,
Yep.
that's going to be tough because it's going to be warm climate teams, so I don't see that having an advantage.
Nope.
Unless if there's some rain in the
I know, yeah. I know the Rams have been hitting it hard with the run game now that Cam Akers is back. They hit that hard. Matt Stafford's been balling out the last couple weeks.
I think Akers even had 50, 60 receiving yards on top of how many rushes he had.
But at the same time, it feels like Tom Brady has now finally found his rhythm without Godwin in the lineup. So it's going to really come down to, for me at least, be a battle of the defenses. And for me, I'm going to take the Tampa Bay defense on this one, just because the Rams have a lot of piece together bullshit that they've been doing all this year. Like, they picked up Von Miller, which he's a good player, but I just don't feel like he knows their system that well yet. And I feel like there's going to be some holes there, and nobody better than Tom Brady to dissect those holes.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I'm going to go with Tampa Bay on this one.
Who was
I
it?
like it.
In last week's game, Brady threw to him a lot. I think it was,
Scotty Miller?
What number is he? I think it was
Scotty
couldn't
Miller,
tell you.
he's a beast.
He looks
Was
like
it Scotty
Amendola.
Miller?
They
Scotty
mentioned
Miller,
they
yeah.
mentioned him a couple times.
He was one of his favorite guys last year too.
Yeah,
He's like a smaller Edelman. Is literally what he is.
Smaller
Yes.
Edelman.
Yeah, he's a little bit smaller Edelman.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was Amendola or Edelman they kept
Yep.
comparing him to.
Yep.
But yeah,
He's the same. He plays the same position. He's literally like Tom Brady's player that he always goes to.
Yep.
Yeah, Tom Brady turning nobodies into somebodies.
That's his dude, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure. Q-tip.
Yes.
Wait,
Next.
Scott Miller only had 1 reception in that game.
Maybe it was was it Johnson then?
Yeah, it was Johnson was the guy, but he only had 2. I was gonna say I didn't really watch much of
Well,
the
he
game.
went
but
hard
each
on
time-
Gronk and
Giovanni Bernard.
Bernard.
Evans.
Yeah, Evans went
Yeah.
ham in that.
Well, and
game,
they were
too.
up, 25 or whatever it was, a 0 at halftime. They need to throw it, but
Yeah.
I know maybe it was the one time I was paying attention. They mentioned Scotty's name, but I did catch that part. But he's been kind of a safety net all season long, as well as both those tight ends there as well. Q-tip.
Yes.
The game I personally, I'm most excited about this one here. Tennessee Titans versus Cincinnati in Tennessee. Tennessee Titans did have the bye, playing against a very hot and young squad in the Bengals. Who do you got?
Now, quick question here though. Do we know if what's his nuts is practicing yet?
Henry.
Derrick Henry has
Is he
been
back?
practicing. I have not checked recently here. I'll try and look while you. Either way, they still got that divisional, bye though for this.
And you can't help him. We just need to know this one piece of key information for Q-tip to make his decision.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a very tough game, I think, to predict accurately, honestly. The Bengals are looking pretty hot after last week. I had some doubts, honestly, but after playing the Raiders, the Bengals are still looking very, very good, as Josh has been talking about.
Bengals finally broke the 31-year
Yeah.
curse of not winning a playoff game.
Yep. It's also really hard not to pick the Bengals just as the underdogs and getting after that over that 31-year curse. And then you have the Titans, who have been looking pretty consistent, who have had a pretty decent season. I would say, without knowing for sure about Derrick Henry right now, I think the Bengals will take it. Just they have that momentum, they have the drive, and they're looking pretty good.
Yeah. Question for you: Do you think that the bye week that the Titans had to rest all of their players is going to help them or actually hurt them? Because of, as you said, the Bengals are on a roll. They came off of a huge win.
Personally, for me, I think it is very momentum based. I think it hurts. I think it hurts more. Honestly, I think it's better, obviously, to have your players rest up. And it does. It probably will help Derrick Henry if he plays.
Yeah.
But I almost feel like the momentum is worth it more. Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you this last report, and then we need your final pick here, Q-tip. Henry practicing today at 3 p.m. Limited drills, but is in contact drills today at practice.
Still looking a little sketchy, I think.
The question that they have is, what will his true workload be in this matchup?
I think
You're still taking the Bengals?
I think I still take the Bengals.
Still taking the
I'll
Bengals.
take the Bengals too, baby.
Alrighty.
Bengals train. Let's go.
I'm on Tennessee and don't know why. Tannehill and Julio and A.J. Brown, fuck Julio Jones, all a fantasy year, but for some reason last week they kind of connected on a couple, so we'll maybe see what happens with that. Even if Derrick Henry is in, if they fake him the ball, the defense is going for it. Not 100%,
I guess we'll
but
see.
we will see.
We'll see on game day. What's this last matchup for you, buddy?
Final matchup here. All up to me in probably the closest matchup here. Second most excited here, Kansas City versus Buffalo.
That's going to be a really good game.
Second and third seed.
that's gonna be a tough one.
Justin, what do you think? Why do you don't think this is close or what?
I think the Bills are going to stomp all over.
Really? You think it's the Bills' year?
I really think the Bills are going to stomp on Kansas City.
Oh, shit.
I'm sorry, but
They look
Mahomes-
scary on
Mahomes has been-
Sunday.
who?
The Bills.
Yeah,
They definitely did.
just Mahomes has been turning over the ball a lot.
Yeah, that has really
Even
been
at the
the
beginning
season.
of the season, everyone's just like, "Oh my God, look at this big run that they got on, like getting their team back together."
Mhm.
Yeah, they played a bunch of tomato can teams that are not even in the playoffs anymore. Now
Yeah.
it was kind of like when
True.
Miami went on that win streak.
Yeah.
Everyone's just like, yeah, Kansas City wasn't really playing any elite teams either. And I just feel Buffalo's going to go in there and silence the Arrowhead crowd. And I think it's not even going to be close.
Is it in?
It's in
Kansas City is the
Arrowhead.
highest
it in
seed,
Kansas
so
City?
it should be. Yep.
Oh, okay.
No, Tennessee's the highest seed.
But in this matchup, Kansas City 2 seed, Buffalo 3 seed. So,
So yeah, it is in Arrowhead.
yep.
I'm predicting a really rough day for Patrick Mahomes.
Damn.
For me, in this Kansas City versus Buffalo game, I think I'm going to have to go with Buffalo as well. You know, unfortunately, that's an upset pick. That's probably not how the money line is going. I haven't even looked at it, but
I wouldn't even call that an upset.
It isn't, because you got Josh Allen versus Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Straight up. You have Diggs versus T. Hill. You know what I mean? You got those big star players, But I'm just looking here in week 5, they faced each other. Yeah, Kansas City kind of had that drought, first couple of weeks. I think it was week 3. They kind of plateaued at that point. But Buffalo did win 38-20 at Kansas City, and that was their only matchup this season. So I think last week was a great example of how Buffalo can take advantage of their rushing game. I mean, Singletary, I think, was the lead back in that game, at least 50, 60, 80 rushing yards. Don't remember the number there. But
2
I
touchdowns
think,
for sure.
Yep. I know I saw him in the end zone multiple times there. I think with them kind of getting this running game kind of finally figured out towards the end of the season here, as long as that continues, I'm taking Buffalo. Buffalo is my final pick here for that matchup.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the whole country's rooting against the Chiefs because they don't want to see any of this on social media after a win.
Yeah.
Any of that. Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen? What is he going to post on TikTok when they lose?
He's going to be like, oh, well,
It's always next season.
My brother's still good. My brother's still going to give me all the money in my bank account. I'm the little brother. Yeah. I dance on dead people's memorials.
Oh my god, Jesus!
And I dump water on fans who heckle me.
Yeah, that guy's something else.
And then whenever he does something embarrassing, Patrick's like, Jackson, why are you posting that? You're embarrassing me.
When is the hockey playoff start?
For NHL?
Yeah.
Not for a while.
Really? We're a while out. It's next to basketball playoffs, right?
I don't know. I don't care about basketball.
Well, we'll probably do brackets for that as well once that rolls around. Some hockey brackets. You guys are gonna have to figure it out, just like Q-Tip has had to figure out football here. So, looking at you.
I've been doing a pretty good job.
Well, I know everything, bro. The
I'm not-
Bulls are on fire right now, bro.
I'm not saying you haven't, but Trenton gave me a face. It's like, ugh, I don't want to do that.
Nah, I don't give a fuck, bro. My final question here for this football cast before we log off here. Do we want to see either of the last two teams in the championship in it again, Kansas City and Tampa Bay? Do we have any interest at all
I
in
wanna see
seeing
Tampa
either
Bay.
team?
I want to see Tampa Bay.
You want to see Tampa Bay back?
Yeah, I think I'd like to see Tampa Bay Bengals at this point. What about you guys?
I'd like to see, what is it, Bengals, Green Bay?
Yep.
I don't want the Packers at all. If there's one team I don't want in the
I think
Super Bowl,
Bengals,
it's
Green Bay
Packers.
would be a really good
I think it would be a
match.
good game. I just don't want the Packers there at all.
Or San Fran.
49ers, yeah.
What
Justin?
if it was if the Dallas Cowboys didn't lose, a Cowboys-Bills Super Bowl where trilogy of the two where Dallas just danced on them the entire 2
Oh, yeah.
times.
That'd be interesting.
What was it? They beat them 52-10
Yeah.
the last time they faced in the Super Bowl.
That is pretty brutal.
The Leon Lett Super Bowl. That's how that Super Bowl is remembered because it was such a blowout.
Yeah, it wasn't even fucking close.
Yeah. you know what I'm talking about, right? Jim Kelly gets sacked. It's like 4 minutes left in the game. Game's over. And fumbles. Leon Lett picks it up. Big fat guy running 60 yards. Once he gets to the 5-yard line, he puts the ball down like this to celebrate. Don Beebe coming from the 20-yard line sprinting, strips the ball out, goes out of the end zone, touchback Buffalo. And they point the camera at Leon Lett. When they say, oh, it's a touchback, it's not a touchdown. And he's smiling loud. He's like, he didn't care because the game was over.
It didn't matter at that point. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
And I think it was afterwards, people said, after that game, the owner, Ralph Wilson, went right into the locker room. First person he went up to was Don Beebe. Just yeah, you played your heart out.
Yeah.
Damn. I would like to see this. This isn't going to happen, but Cincinnati and San Francisco, they've faced each other
Yeah,
at least
wouldn't it
3
happen?
times in the Super Bowl.
2 times.
Yeah, I was going to say at least twice have been both awesome matchups as well. I just think there's better teams. That's the only thing. Otherwise, it's obviously possible, with the brackets, but, at this point, Yeah, at this point, they're both playing the number 1 seeds this week. Cincinnati and San Francisco. They're both the lowest seed currently, still in the playoffs. So, still possible for either team to make it, of course, but the possibility of them both going in there, pretty slim there. I wouldn't bet on it. And I'm a betting man. I wouldn't bet on it.
You are a betting man.
That is for sure. Speaking of betting, thanks for listening to Bet Records. If you guys haven't already, make sure to hit that red subscribe button below our YouTube video or that green heart on Spotify podcast as well. Make sure to check out our Instagram for football updates throughout the whole weekend, as well as more coming up this week.
Go over to mybookie.ag and use the promo code BETT with 2 T's to get a $0 add-on to your bet. So go over to MyBookie and pound that Buffalo Bills money line.
Oh my God.
Pound it like your sister in Tennessee, and we'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace.
Jose, they do trip. I like how she move it. I like how she move it. I got that new whip. Jose, they do trip. I like how she move it. I like how she move it.